hold so many memories to us. We'll have a specific shirt that we wore, and you'll remember something that you did in that shirt. So it's like, you're almost giving the memories that were created within that fabric that wasn't yours a new life and new memories, and kind of carrying on that passage. So when I first moved to the UK, I grew up in far west London near Southall, and when you go there, there's like so many bright colors. Everyone's dressed in very elaborate clothing, and I feel like I've always been really inspired by that, and by the intricacies of that, which was brought into also my own culture. My family being from Madeira, and us traditionally having an embroidery that we do. My grandmother is this very strong woman, and she is very bold in her choices. And she grew up in the small island of Madeira with a lot of restrictions on what she can wear and what she can't wear. And she's always been very pushy with kind of like, oh, you should wear whatever you want, and kind of just like go for it. Fashion-wise, the way that I kind of fell into fashion was very random. I was supposed to do architecture at first when I first finished high school, and then I remember that I made a prom dress, and then I was like, how hard can it be? So I immediately applied for a college course, applied for it, I got into it, and I was like, okay, well, what now? So I was like, okay, if I'm going to pick fashion, I'm going to try and do my best at it and kind of go full force with it. So that's what I did. And from there, I kind of, made it my mission to kind of do as much as I can with fashion, by working for other people. I remember at one point I was working for like 4 different designers at the same time, somehow juggling that with going to college. Don't know how I did that. Eden Keshaya, she's a bridal designer, and I learned a lot of like technical skill with her, because I worked with her for quite a while, and I kind of was able to kind of build my own way of working. And it really helped me fall in love with the bespoke and bridal side, and sort of very like soft and delicate side of fashion, which I carry on to my work today, the embellishments and kind of the flowiness of things. I would say that the brand as a whole sits as this almost Mediterranean fantasy. That's where it kind of started. And the inspirations for each collection is based on the identity of being a part of the Mediterranean and being part of the Latin community in some sense, and also family and heritage, and all that kind of jumbled into one pot in a way. I would say that my brand is emotional. It's human. It's kind of it's also elegant. It's very sophisticated, but also daring in the fact that the fabrics are very sheer, and it can almost provocative in a way, but very romantic and loving. That tends to be a recurring theme throughout my work, is love, and how people deal with love. Well, fabric, we're known for our very lightweight, flowy fabrics, our chiffons and our organzas, and our textured fabrics. I love my textured satins and crepes. I do like to kind of juxtapose that with harder, stiffer fabrics, such as denim that I've used in the past, or thicker canvases, or even unconventional fabrics, such as like unupholstery, and like using things that aren't like fabric necessarily. So that's why a lot of the times I say that I don't work when it's for myself. I don't work with physical mood board. It's this thing that isn't tangible. It's this emotion, it's this feeling of what I'm trying to evoke through the show or through the collection. Spontaneous. I tend to start with this like feeling of like, this is what I want this item to convey. This is how I want it to feel, and it's really dependent on the garment. I would definitely say sometimes I'll have a fabric in stock in storage with me, and I'll be like, okay, I really like this fabric. What can I do with it? I will start draping it, or I'll start trying to find inspiration that kind of revolves around what I'm thinking about, and yeah, it's very spontaneous. And then I'll just randomly start sketching, and I'll have pages and pages in front of me of just sketches and kind of just like trying to organize my thoughts. And then that goes into me doing some pattern cutting and make trying to make this thing in reality. And then throughout the process, I might change my mind, so I might edit things or add things. So like even with our last collection, our most recent collection, once we had the whole the bulk of the collection, I was still adding things. It's just you're looking at the garment, and you're trying to invoke a certain feeling, a certain sort of thing through that garment. So what can I add to it? Is it a few more beads, a few more lace? Is it just distressing it in general? So it's very loose, very fluid. Like bedwear or curtains, things that you can almost upcycle and turn into something you can give a second life to, which to me has a lot more of a meaning, because if we're talking about memories and how things hold memories, and clothes hold so many memories to us. We'll have a specific shirt that we wore, and you'll remember something that you did in that shirt. So it's like you're almost giving the memories that were created within that fabric that wasn't yours a new life and new memories, and kind of carry on that passage. And it was about the sort of hopeful feeling you feel when you lose the love of your life. You're like, oh, it is better for me. It's this breath of fresh air, and you are roaming around your room, and you're kind of just like writing poetry, singing, and you feel calm. It was called O que fica, which means what stays or what remains in English, and it was about the emotion and the sense of grief that you feel when you lose someone or something, and there are so many ways that you can kind of take that prompt and turn it into something. And then the most recent collection is kind of the aftermath, the fact that you sit down with your feelings, and you're going through those stages of grief. You're going through these stages that aren't linear, they're circular, and you feel really down, and you feel stained. And I worked with an artist for this collection, and we got her to paint on some of the pieces physically, to represent that physical staining that is physical and metaphorical within your own being. So every time I've kind of tried to explain who this mystical woman that would buy into Rafael Azevedo, I like to name her Maria, after my grandmother. That's her second name, and there's quite a lot with that. So my grandmother is this very strong woman, and she is very bold in her choices. And she grew up in the small island of Madeira, with a lot of restrictions on what she can wear and what she can't wear. And she's always been very pushy with kind of like, oh, you should wear whatever you want, and kind of just like go for it. So if I was to describe someone that would wear Rafael Azevedo, would definitely be someone like my grandmother, someone that's daring, that's bold, someone that likes to kind of live in this fantasy world sometimes, and kind of express themselves and feel sexy in what they're wearing, and wanting to kind of show off their body in their own way, which is also a lot of the feedback that I've gotten off women that have worn our clothes. That I've had feedback where they've said that after wearing some of our clothes, they've been able to feel better about how they look within their own selves and their bodies, and I think that's really really nice to hear. And I think it's something that I kind of strive for to do with my clothing. I want it to be something that will empower you. So my goals currently are to continue building a customer base. Something else that we're currently trying to do is expand into menswear, and kind of bring that feminine edge to menswear, which I think is really important to kind of make something that still feels masculine but feminine in the same way, which blends into kind of our brand nature and history. Started to expand back into bridal, which was kind of my main focus when I was working for other people, and I kind of do want to kind of carry on that through my own brand in my own way, and working with people that want something different for this such special event, that then again kind of weaves into kind of how we work through memory, and how we can carry that memory of, you're getting married to such a special day, and how you can immortalize that through your clothing.